So, um, this is so in the spur of the moment because I was lying in bed and I was checking my school bill, and why? I don't know. Intuition, I suppose. Um, and I was like, okay, let me check it just to see because it's not. I don't have to pay anything or the deadline for everything to be done is August the 14th. So good timing. Oh my god. Lately my burps have tasted like Cheerios. This is crazy. Probably because all the pork of the chicken I've been eating. So protein-based burps, I guess. Besides the point. Also, say hello to my sleeping beauty in the back. Hi, Oni. Um, so it's nice. So I guess it's kind of like a life update, I suppose. Um, because really this is again spur of the moment because I really just need to get stuff off my chest because I don't think I can go to sleep with um with everything on my mind, and I know myself enough now at 26 to be like, yo, I can't do it. What's up, babe? If daddy's up, she's up. Not all the time because she'll go back to sleep. But hi, mama. Uh, okay. I think she's looking for toys, but it's like 2 in the morning. Anyways, so I guess I'll start by saying having her back in my life is a really big deal because for a while we were separated because where I was living at before was cool to a certain degree, but not having her was kind of a bitch because I couldn't have dogs there. So she can take my spot. Yep. Anytime I get out of bed and she goes to lay back down, she always takes my spot. So that's kind of cool, kind of sweet, really. Like I said, spur the moment. Sorry for the yawning. Um, but yeah, so eventually, and so I ended up moving back in my parents, and that is, at first I was very I wouldn't say embarrassed, um, but there is a time where I'm in a space in my life where stability is so important. Like even the school bill thing, like having things that I now want and desire, now want to go after, and not even just want to. I think in my like soul of souls need to because I can't sit back and let life pass me by without participating in it. And I want to do these things because I want to access different things in life and different aspects of life that make me feel like I'm following the truest path, path of my soul. But that being said, so yeah, I moved back in with my parents. I want to say like the start of July. Well, like the week before July, but we'll say like July because that's when I paid July 1st when I paid my rent. Yeah, which is shout out to them because it's significant help, and it's not like it was before because I think we're all different because we grew, thank God. Um, Me especially, so shout out to me. Um, yeah, so I ended up coming back, and it's been pretty smooth sailing so far. Like I just got finished cleaning and redecorating the bathroom, so that's kind of a nice little touch. Things like that make me feel better. Um, Still getting my stuff away. You can't see it now, but like there's a couple boxes still. More like one, but it's mostly because I love my smaller knickknack stuff. I mean, not even knickknack stuff, just like all my art stuff and all the smaller parts. Like all the bigger things are pretty put away. Um, then I have like these boards that I do like monthly. Like I'm sitting right in front of one where I have like an end of year goal, and then I have monthly goals. I skipped May and June, but I don't think I'm gonna go back and do those because we already passed those, and those were definitely transformational month type of months. Um, I'll just take them for what they are and move forward. Shark energy is what I'm trying to do. Um, but yeah, so I'm also drug free, weed free for about a little over a month now. I just bought these drug tests at work, and I've been taking them periodically and just testing them just to make sure. Um, because where I work now is cool. Really, it is. It's not terrible. It's not great because it's a job. But like, if you know, you know. Those who know me, if you know, you know. Um, but I do. One of the things that like I wanted to do is not be there forever because I think at this job and this type of employment, you can get very trapped. And I've heard too many stories of my coworkers where I don't know, like they've been there for 19 years or 25 years, and there's nothing wrong with that, nothing at all. It's just not me, and I think that like even just given like context of like, I mean, yeah, I'm also any job really. I think these days sometimes you can. I don't want to slip into that mindset, and I think sometimes I do end up slipping into that mindset because it does end up taking over like your psyche and like your life sometimes, and it's crazy. I don't want to like, and again, no judgment, but this is just for me. I don't want to slip into 1 year, then 2 years, then 3 years, then 5 years, and then 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and then your life slips away. Um, and I think that what's important for me right now is getting back to like the things that I wanted to do. Like even this video on my channel is something that I've wanted to do. I'm more of a creator than anything, and that's what I want to do is create. Like I want to go back to like I'm going back to school for art, right? And it's important to me to genuinely like have my life follow my soul because I don't want to, especially because I have a Leo North Node. So like being creative and being artsy and being out there is like kind of my destiny, you know? And I don't feel like fighting that destiny anymore. But even though sometimes as like, or Scorpio sun, I can be very hidden. I'm so like, I am best friends with the hermit mode. Okay. I'm telling you, but I just, in 10 years from now, I want to, I don't know what I want. And by that, I mean like, there's a certain type of flow where I'm not holding on to life anymore with such a tight grip that like I try to control every single fucking outcome because I can, right? Like at 26, there's obviously a lesson that I've learned that I cannot control life, right? And as a Scorpio, that is so difficult to learn because I want every outcome to be the positive one for sure, but like sometimes, if not often times, I think the outcome that I not that's not expected is usually the one that like helps me move forward or presents even a better opportunity and chance that um, I didn't see coming. So, right, so trusting the universe and trusting spirit to do that for me, but also just trusting in their hands. And I know that sounds, and it's super crazy because like growing up, you hear that cliche of like trust God and trust different things, right? Or whatever you believe in, right? You trust your belief system to handle things, right? But like because I grew up Christian or like Baptist, I guess, per se, like God was one of the things that like I followed. For me now, I'm spiritual, so I don't really have a inclination for any religion, if I'm being honest. I tend to follow and learn about all different ones. Like right now, I'm learning about Judaism and the Kabbalah system, which is kind of how I follow life anyway. Which is why it's so interesting to me because I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this existed. So that's nice to know. And like doing things to fill my time and fill my soul and fill my heart with things. Like I don't want to like again slip into giving my job my time, my energy, and like it's already taken a physical toll on me. Like my feet hurt and my back hurts and you know like I'm always sore, I'm always tired, and that's like how America works. If you're not from America, the states like again forgive the yawning, it's really late at night or early in the morning, however you want to do it. Da da da. um Sometimes watching my dog sleep gives me a little bit of like dopamine hit that I need. She's such a wild fucking animal. But it's like the doe eyes and the sweet kisses. It's like she's. I love her to death. And then if you know me, then you know how much I love her so much and like our story. So, um, but like a year ago, I was like a little over a year ago. I don't know, 2025. I started the year homeless, and I was homeless before that, but I started the year homeless. And like so coming from where I was to now is such a big deal. Matter of fact, I think I was just having a dream where I was talking about my hair, because my hair journey is insane. Like I think it also follows because when you are going through different things, like you see I'm bouncing all over the place, but like whatever. Going through different things, your hair and your body will tell, right? Stress and all that good stuff. But ooh, I can't like Cheerios. I have not had Cheerios, but now I want a bowl of Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows because that's the only good way to eat them. Oops. Did I make somebody mad? No. um, but even like there was one point I was completely bald and then grew my hair back up. So like following that like journey in itself is kind of cool. But even right now, like I sometimes I struggle with like letting it out. Like when I say letting out, like letting it show because I don't know. Like, and the other day I was at a job that I have for one day, which I will get to because that's crazy. Um, I was like, we couldn't wear hats, and I was wearing a do rag at the time, and my manager was like, "Oh yeah, we can't wear do rags," which is something to say not in middle of shift, but start of shift, right? But it was whatever. So I went to the bathroom and like kind of did my hair a little bit, and I was like a little insecure about it. But when I came back out, she was like, "You look fine." Like, and I was like, "Wow." And I, of course, I didn't believe her because insecurities, right? But it was kind of eye opening because since then I had like I went to my other job with my hair out and I was a little bit insecure, but I fight that insecurity by forcing myself into uncomfortable spaces. So even if I didn't have the bond, I didn't have my do rag, so I couldn't do anything. I only had my pick, you know what I'm saying? So like I could only pick out my hair and let it be. And it didn't ruffle any feathers, didn't anything, it didn't do anything. Nobody cared. Um, I think that I'm the one that cares so much, right? I take that back. I know I'm the one that cares so much, too much sometimes. But yeah, anyways, so I ended up so back to the whole life thing. So I moved back in with my parents, and at the time I was also one of the signs because I was kind of teetering and tottering on this like seesaw of like should I, shouldn't I, and I ended up like kind of following the signs of life and like what felt more linked to my stability, like what path would help me to like stabilize my life in the way that I want to, right? So in that regard, I follow the signs. And one of the signs was that like I applied for this part-time job at a gas station because I used to work for a gas station for like 6 years. I'm trying to pop my foot. I'm trying to see if it'll. Okay, maybe I don't need to pop it. It's fine. I worked at this gas station for like 6 years and 6+ years. Don't get me wrong, right? 19 to 25. Yeah, 6 years. Yeah, and but I quit around the time where I had gotten the job that I have now. And at the time, oh my god, at the time I think I had 3 jobs because again I was homeless at the time and I was grinding hard, hard. Oh my god, I worked at no, I think at the time I didn't. I don't think I had the job that I have now. I think I worked at. I was working at 2 gas stations. I was working at one Exxon and then a Flying J. Don't sue me, but I like both jobs. Don't get me wrong. I will talk about like one day like why I like both jobs, but like mostly gas station jobs are kind of my not my speed. I won't say that because not anymore. Like obviously I can branch out and do more and evolve past a certain point in my life. But like what I mean is that like there's a certain allure for me personally why I like those jobs or why I liked those jobs. Because like I said, I got a gas station job recently and only worked it for one day. And the reason was simply just because I cannot sustain 2 jobs, the one that I have now and a gas station job, because that would keep me on my feet for was 8 plus 6, 14, 14 plus hours out of a 24-hour day. That means I have 10 hours of sleep. No, because then time is limited. Because then I would just be sleeping the whole fucking time, and it just wouldn't sustain. Okay, so first of all, my body, right? Like one of the reasons why my feet and my back hurt so much right now is because of doing that one day, and I was like, oh no. Like coming, matter of fact, I worked 10 to 7 overnight. I didn't even mention that. So one of the jobs, my main job that I have is an overnight job. Well, yeah, that's the job tonight. I'm off. I also have days off, right? But yeah, so I work from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And obviously that's more of the scheduled shift, right? Because there are also times where I don't get off at like 7 o'clock. Like I guess the other day I got off of like 7:43 because sometimes when you're doing work, time slips, and like I'm the kind of person and individual where like it matters to me. Like I'm not as much as I say I don't give a fuck. Like I don't want to walk out the job and like not have a job. You know what I mean? Like I still want to do things to make sure that like the turnover is good and so on and so forth. So like I do my part. Listen, I am definitely learning not to fucking overgive because that is crazy. Because they pay for the shift and the time and energy that I'm willing to give. They do not pay for all the extra hours and shit, unless it's overtime, which I might have to look into because with this student bill, I don't want to like fuck myself and like work too hard. So I want to like definitely see if they offer an overtime because when they do, it's nice. Um, so that's cool because I know they need stocking type stuff. So we'll see. Um, and like I trust Spirit to like if I need to, the opportunity will present itself. So that's good. The other thing is so like yeah, so it was just like it was cool. Like I remember like being working there, the gas station, recently was eye opening because like yeah, it told me like quietly taught me to be more confident in myself, but then also reminded me like why I did like the job, the type, but like I don't think I'm there anymore, and also being drug free at the moment um, helps me gain for more opportunities. And there's one specifically that I was looking at, but like I don't know if I could sustain that one either because I also have school coming up. So like it would definitely conflict with like the hours. But there is another job that I was thinking about that I actually like. I had an ex-boyfriend that I helped get this same type of job for, and like, oh my god, he squandered it like a dumbass. And like I remember feeling so jealous because the job was perfect, and but I think it was one of those things where like I look back now, I look back way before too, and like I remember that like I was so envious of him because I was like, how like he was an idiot. Like I dated an idiot, and like, but that kind of idiocy where like you wonder like how they got through life or how they keep getting lucky things. And it's like what the fuck? Because I guess because it's like one of those things where it's like why am I thinking so hard about shit when like I'm watching this idiot do like nonsense, like nonsensical shit. But more or less about him, more about me. But like I remember like I'm the kind of person where I have to like take an introspective look at everything. So like because I'm an INFP, apparently, at this moment in time. Like, I've been having so many different personality type changes, but that's normal. But if you don't know what that is, then boo hoo. But we can talk about it later. Um, she's so sweet, so peaceful, so quiet, and she matches everything, my aesthetic and everything. So like, I have to look for her sometimes because black on black on black on black. Kidding, there's also some grays in there, and she's black and white, so kind of cool. Anyways, um, yeah, so being drug free at the moment like helps me like look at that. But I was looking back and I was like, wow, why was I so envious? Because I wanted that job. I wanted the opportunity to not have to give so much energetically and like physically for a job, but get paid handsomely or well enough for my time and energy. You know what I mean? Because there's also another one I'm thinking of too that like I had before, and I can go back to that. Although that would be depending on them accepting me back. But like because I only worked 3 days out of the week and it paid again very handsomely. But like, do I want to do more taxing stuff to my body though? Like, is that even though it would be 3 days out of the week, it would be 36 hours in 3 days because it's 12 hours job. It's a warehouse job, and I don't think I want to do that anymore. Like, I want to present myself the opportunity to go for more that like I don't have to like kill myself for. But and with the school thing, just happens like it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not even making me panic or anything. But like if I sit there and don't do anything or I don't let it out energetically, like speak about it, talk about it, because I don't really have people to talk about it with, right? Like, well, I guess I could do my parents, but like, and it's not on them. Just that like I'm a grown man, so I have to handle this myself regardless. But like sometimes I do need to just get it out because also I think I know. Like I would say that I think, but this is all because like all the accumulation of like my knowledge and spiritual beliefs and different things that I've went through, experiences, and so on and so forth, has led me to have a lot of different types of knowledge, right? That like I don't typically. I'm thinking depart on others, but no, impart. I don't know. Put like I don't let it out basically, and so it accumulates, and it's like sometimes if and I don't use all of it, but like because so many things happen, like, because of, like, even the slipping mindset and things like that, where, like, I oftentimes forget, and, like, I'll come back to it and be like, yeah, even though, even though it's a lesson I've learned before, and I often need to remember that I can trust myself to know these things and utilize these things as well. Um, like, so for example, like right now, if I don't let it out energetically, so I don't speak about it, right? And I'll typically hold it to myself because without my dog and where I was living at before, I didn't have any friends. And I technically still don't now, but like when I say friends, I don't mean like a shallow type of friend. I mean like I'm someone who loves, I mean, who have had, who has had very deep rooted and very deep friendships, right? Even if it was just coworkers, because even in the gas station I worked at for 6 years, um, our relationships with each individual was very close and very deep, and because we were very small, knit of coworkers, like I think it's only 5 of us, and most of them still work there too. Um, but me and the other individual, I think the younger ones, we left, and that's fine. Um, but even I look like now at the older individuals, I'm like, yeah, because people just want a stable job. They just want something that they can peacefully come to without having to like fuck up. I don't know, like without having to have like super amounts of stress and things like that. You know what I mean? But but you know what's also pondering right now too, which my mind's open up to, because which is also why I do this too. Because what? Okay, which is not even why I do this. It's like the reason I do this, because when I let things out, it offers more room for things to get downloaded from spirit, right? More things to basically making room, right? Like you don't want to keep things energetically stuck within you, um, like and then it gets clogged, right? And then like your brain gets cluttered and your energy gets cluttered, so you have to let it out so things can come in and refresh, right? Um, Cheerio bird confirmation. If you know, you know. Um, but even right now, I'm like I could quit the job I'm currently at and go to one of my older jobs that wouldn't be so taxing and get paid weekly, which would make me feel a lot better. Because honestly, what I get paid now is fine, but like it's honestly just getting paid. I mean, I do get paid more than what I get paid in my other jobs. However, not the warehouse one. Warehouse one was peak payment wise, but like also peak. I mean, peak schedule wise too, because 3 days out of the week was crazy. But you know what? I think back too, that also job was again very taxing. Like sometimes it like I don't know, one time I like my shoulder almost got deal. It was crazy, and I wasn't even like and also taxing on my energy too because I became a manager at that job, and like that was one of the lessons I was like, I don't know if I want to be a manager at other places. No, not because I don't have the skill or like talent set. It's just that like I don't want to use that to get stuck. Like that's what I mean, like getting stuck at like a certain job because like when you enter a management position, you're like making a promise to a company that like I don't want to make. I don't have the capacity to make right now. Yeah, if you hear weird sound, I'm trying to like I'm also anxiety, uh, like picking at my toes, not in like a weird till they bleed thing. I'm just like there's like the nail that I'm like feeling around and I'm like that could be cut, that could be smoothed out, that kind of thing. I see that's what I'm saying. Like that's the kind of stuff that kind of builds up in me if I don't let things out. Like it gets worse, but like not bad, but like it just becomes more intense. Um, but like what I mean is that like right now I think I'm just trying to one go to sleep. Well, not even go to sleep because I'm a night owl. Obviously, my job's overnight, so like there are times where like I'm up, and there's some times where I'm like I need my rest, and I got my rest today because I slept a lot. A lot. This week was a lot. Also, I moved last week essentially, so this week was also recovering while going to work and moving things and unpacking and so on and so forth. And like moving is like one of the top two things hated by like all people because it's difficult, right, to take your shit and move it across the fucking town or even move it anywhere, right? Because I'd rather stay in the closet it was at. But where I was at was terrible, terrible. Story times for that can be out a different day. Again, a lot of things. I guess it's just like not the first video, I suppose, but I guess like the second video, but like the first couple of videos I'm doing where I'm trying to like get a consistent pattern and like all that will come. But like I have to start somewhere, right? And I'll look back on this video now and be like, oh my god, and look back fondly on this one. But even now, like, I think I'm just gonna put it out. No editing required. Well, I mean, yeah, something that for the guy channel things like words and essentially, and then I'll try to go back and correct myself in like the human value or whatever when like I don't need to do that. Um, but what I'm trying to do is like open my mind up to different avenues and different like again I want to clear my mind out and clear my energy out so when if I do go to sleep right my dreams and even when I wake up right that because when I wake up tomorrow it'll be oh happy 4th of July to everyone who is watching this. I don't know if it'll probably be out on the 4th of July, which would be crazy to upload a video on the 4th of July, which would be nice. But just when I wake up tomorrow, I'm usually like a morning owl ish, so I'll probably wake up at like 5 and 5 or 6 ish, and then I'll probably journal. And once I journal, that's when I might get my channels, my downloads, and everything, and then I can work from there. There's also two, like I said, I'm an artist. That's why I'm going back to school. So there's also 2 pictures that I want to finish. Yeah, I did them, and like I just need to sign them and then finish the like wording on them because they have names. I build characters for different shit, whatever. We'll see. You see my other channel too, because I use them for my tarot reading channel because I use them as thumbnails sometimes. Um, but yeah, I essentially just want to like one not force myself into anxiety. Like I could have laid in bed and just thought about it to hell. Literally, I thought about it to hell. Like the type of like anxiety ridden hell where like you're just going back and forth in this mental loop that doesn't get any better because it doesn't because the mental loops end up just making it a hell for me because if I can't do anything like if I can't get up and go to the school and see what I can do right or like get up and go or like sign up for overtime or I mean I guess I could because I can go in tomorrow or whatever that kind of thing but essentially what I'm trying to do is just clear my energy out so that I can get what I need energetically out so that I can get what I need energetically in. And doing that helps me figure things out in life and move forward and get the wheels turning, that kind of thing. So hopefully I'm doing myself a good service, not a disservice. So, but the only thing that's also like bugging me is I'm like, do I really want to put my life out like this? But I guess I do because I don't really have friends, and so the niche of my channels are essentially the ones where I'm talking and discussing are even my ASMR channels is usually the niche is like a friend because I don't have any again. So like other than my little bestie on the bed. God, that girl is flat. um, but like I don't really have friends, like human friends, I guess. So I mean I talk to people. I'm not a fucking antisocial fucking weirdo, I guess. But like I have coworkers, but they're not friends, right? They're not people I can discuss my entire life with and to bounce ideas off of and things like that because I'm not comfortable giving them my life story and things like that. But like I am comfortable giving my life story because I'll tell people like what I've been through because I'm not ashamed about it. But like I can't discuss in great detail like what I've been through, you know. But yeah. So I come to the internet because at this fucking point in 2026, who doesn't? But at least I'm not coming with strange, odd bullshit, right? Just life. Because also, one of the things I want to do is like, there's a journey that happens to these things, and goals just don't happen. And one day I'm gonna be in a place where I'm gonna look back and be like, "Ha, told y'all bitches," because that's just who I am. Because of what I have planned for myself and what I have, not even just planned, but like what I have set goal wise, like, is monumental. And sometimes what I mean is like the cycle loop of like where you go to work and you become a drone in the system and the matrix and blah 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 and you forget about your dreams and goals and you become this what do you call it like that like disgruntled adult where like you wish you would have had your dreams and so on and so forth and I don't want to be that. I don't plan to be that. So anyways, so thank you for tuning in if you did and watching, and I thought it was going to be like a 6-minute video or whatever, like, because I didn't think I had that much to say, but I guess I did. See what I mean? Like, sometimes lonely people talk too much, but I'm not lonely, I'm just alone, and there's a difference. Because I'm also my journey requires me to be alone sometimes, and I recognize that because I'm not someone to even, like, be, it's crazy, because I'm not even someone to be comfortable with, like, having a bunch of friends right now, because even I was reminded of that job where I was a manager, at that warehouse, like, I remember I didn't gain a lot of friends or people that I thought I had a friend. Let me tell you that. And there's a story, really, that's not kind of story time. But, like, essentially, like, I realized that, like, baggage is a thing. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a big lesson. Like, when you accept people into your life, like, you accept their shit, too. I mean, you don't have to. But I didn't have to, and I didn't. And some of the shit that she was carrying, I was like, that's your fault, and I don't want that kind of karma. And that was one of the big deals, because, like, so right now, I realize I'm like, yo, if I have a friend, I would want them to not have a bunch of fucking baggage. I mean, I don't have the fucking bunch of baggage. Wow, you think if someone had a microphone, they learn to speak, right? But what I mean is that, like, I don't want to, like, there's certain things that I can accept, right? I can accept a human being and their baggage. And what I mean is that everyone comes with it. But, like, however, if you come with fucking an ass of luggage and we can only fit 50 pounds, that's crazy. That's crazy, metaphorically speaking, right? Um, because we're not traveling yet. I need to get a passport. I need to travel more too. So that's also a thing. Like goals. I have things I want to do. So yeah, but anyways, I appreciate you guys for listening. Best buddies, and I will see you guys next time because I have an update soon. So yeah, this could be nothing my visual diary or something like that. I'll see what this is. I don't know what the hell my title is or if this anything. It's just gonna be a thing, and then it will continue to be a thing, and then I'll end up seeing then what I want to do with it. But until then, right? But peace out. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.